Hello again, this is Ellie. Welcome to my weight loss journey. Today I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about how I made my choice of what doctor to go see, and try to help you at least identify some steps that you could take along the way of your journey as to what doctor you wish to use. Everybody has their own personal choices and whatnot, and there's Bella. So I'm just hopefully going to be able to help you out a little bit there. So if not, hey, just wanted to share the information with you. So, oh, Bella. So I just made my decision to have weight loss surgery in February of this year. And at that point, I went and saw a local doctor, surgeon, and we went over everything that I needed to do and whatnot, and I found out at that point that my insurance company requires me to have a 6-month wait before surgery. And here I am. I've already decided I wanted to do the procedure, didn't want to wait 8 months. So I'm very disappointed in my insurance company over that. And what the insurance company was wanting me to do was for 6 months, once a month, every 30 days, exactly 30 days, go in and do a weigh-in with my primary care physician, and then have consultations about weight loss. If I hadn't been vacillating so long as to whether or not to have the procedure done, and I'd actually gone maybe to have the surgeon talk to the surgeon about it to begin with, while I was still trying to make up my mind, that might have been a good process to go through. But I'd already made up my mind. Didn't need another 6 months to try to figure out what I was doing. I wanted to do it this year. So that left me kind of not sure what to do. So I asked that surgeon how much it would cost for me to just pay out of pocket, just to pay for it. And it was going to cost me about $40,000 between the surgeon fees, the hospital, all the different components to it. So if it was costing me $40,000, that means that if my insurance company was paying for it, I would have still had to pay 20%. So that means I still would have had to pay $8,000 for the procedure at least. So I started thinking about what I wanted to do. And so I travel internationally quite a bit, and so I wasn't afraid to look outside the box. And I found that a lot of people do go to Mexico to have procedures done. And so I started researching that. And I found that kind of the average cost for having it done via vertical sleeve procedure done there ranged around $4,800. Some were a little bit more. Some, depending if you went to a really fancy hospital, it could be $7,000. But if you were going to one of the weight loss clinics, which were pretty safe, some of them seem to be safe to be in, it would be around $4,800. So with the flight on top of that, then it might be $500 on top of that. You're still putting me under $6,000, which is $2,000 less than I would have been paying if my insurance company paid for it. So it sounded kind of good to me. So I started thinking, how do I do this? How do I have surgery in Mexico? I don't want to go and get butchered and or have my kidneys taken out, or all the horror stories you might hear about. So or worse, I guess. So I started doing surgery, searching online, and I found that most of the doctors' websites, well, first of all, there's a lot of places in the United States, coordinators they call themselves, who coordinate lots of people who need surgery and put them in buses and ship them over the border, and it's almost like a production line. Some of them have, like, doctors are doing like 8 to 10 surgeries a day. To me, that doesn't sound right. I'm sorry, but I want my doctor to be kind of fresh and not exhausted when he gets to me. I know it's a lot of good practice for them, but oh God, I would not want to be number 8 in a day if my doctor was doing that many surgeries in a day. So part of me didn't want to be in that. Plus, also I heard a lot of feedback about those groups. That yeah, they provide a lot of extra services. You know, they hook you up with other people that you can talk to while you're there. They take you on shopping excursions. They do all these different things. Well, those are all things you're actually paying for, and you may not necessarily need any of those things. So some posts on websites were saying, just go to the doctor's offices directly. So that's what I started doing. So when I was at the doctor's office websites directly and getting information about them, the websites typically will have information about the doctors and the facilities that they have. So the resumes and the certifications that the doctors have on those websites, you need to verify. Don't just take them at face value when you're looking at them, because you know I've got a printer at home and I can make a really pretty certificate too, but that doesn't make me a doctor. And, you know, so if the doctor's certificate is saying that he's accredited by a certain organization, go to that organization's website and search that organization and see if they really are, because you just need to make sure. Same about colleges and whatnot. You should be able to find out if a person's graduated from a specific facility or whatnot. Some of them it's going to be pretty evident of what they've been doing, just by the amount of type of surgeries they've been doing. But so just make sure you double check that. And a lot of the doctors down there, when they're doing the procedures, you'll actually have 3 people that are, and this is going to sound weird, but you're going to actually have like 3 people that are inside of you at the same time, because you have all those bars that are sticking into you and they're doing different things. So each one of those doctors can claim that they did that surgery, although you'll have your primary doctor who's actually the one that's really doing it. But you could have somebody who's been an assistant who all he's done is, I don't know, helped hold the liver out of the way for 100 surgeries, and he can claim that he's done 100 surgeries when in reality he hasn't. So just kind of make sure you research it thoroughly and you know what they're talking about. So on those websites also, they'll have references about the facilities, and you'll want to read reviews online about those facilities. Just because it says it's a hospital doesn't mean it's going to be as clean as a hospital here. On the flip side of that, just because it says it's a clinic does not mean that it's going to be a dirty clinic. It could be nicer and cleaner than some of the hospitals we have here in the States. So just keep that in mind. Let me see, I'm just checking my notes here. Read reviews. So the doctor's websites themselves will have reviews. And what I found quite frequently was the reviews on a doctor's office website were all positive. So nothing negative was on them. So that kind of was a little red flag to me. So I'd wanted to know, there's got to be some dirt out there somewhere on some of the doctors. Tons of people not happy about things. So there's got to be somebody out there who's willing to give you the lowdown on things. So in order to find that, hopefully the doctor would have a Facebook page. Most of them do these days. And that Facebook page should allow you to be able to chat with people in real time as to things that are happening. Now, I have noticed on some of the Facebook pages that a post might disappear, because you know anybody has the right, if you have a group, to remove posts that you don't like. So possibly, not saying it could happen, but let's say maybe somebody posts something negative on a doctor's Facebook page, that doctor has the right to remove it. So what I would do when I started seeing things that were a little questionable, I would click over to the person who's actually making the comments and start instant messaging with people, so I can actually hear what they have to say. And you just have to know who the gripers are in the world, and you've got these people Debbie Downers are going to be everywhere. You tell them the sky's blue, and they'll say no, it's gray, and you're just going to argue with you about anything. So just kind of take it with a grain of salt. But I do recommend instant messaging people on Facebook when you actually see them talking about something that you're actually interested in. That being said, there's also a lot of other Facebook pages out there just for people who are doing weight loss surgeries. Everybody's out there wanting to give their advice about things. So just go out there. Don't feel weird about asking silly questions. There are no silly questions, and people will definitely give you answers back. And yeah, there'll be maybe some rude people out there, but just ignore them and pay attention to the information that you want to see. And then same with forums. There's a lot of blogs and forums out there that you can go and search for your doctor's name in them, and you can find a lot of good information that way, a lot of good critiques. One thing I did find, though, is I think since you don't have to log into some of those forums, that the doctor's offices they may pay people to write nice things. That never happens, it never happens with a restaurant review or a hotel review. Well, it happens with doctor's offices as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. Do that. And then, of course, YouTube videos. Please search for YouTube videos, and you'll find so much good information out there, just awesome information. And finally, because I need to wrap this up because it's getting kind of long, talk to the doctor. You should not, I would not recommend signing up for surgery anywhere without talking to the doctor first. If you were in the States, you would be talking to the doctor. You'd visit the doctor before you made the scheduled surgery date. So it should not be any different for you doing it in a foreign country. He should be able to talk to you on the phone. He should be knowledgeable about your application. It should be in front of him, and he should be able to answer any questions you might have. And don't be scared to ask the questions that you don't think he wants to answer. Just ask him. He's on the phone. He can't hurt you. So definitely do that. So with that being said, those are the steps I took. Now, whether or not they're right or wrong, I don't know, but they worked for me. At least I'm hoping they're working for me. But the doctor I've chose was Dr. Jaime Ricardo Ramos Kelly, and he's out of Tijuana. And I will be seeing him in 2 weeks. Fingers crossed that everything's going to go okay. But I have been a member of his Facebook page for a month or 2 months now, and I've instant messaged with many people who have been there while they're getting there. The day of the surgery, I've instant messaged with them. As soon as they got out of the surgery, I've messaged with them. 2 days later, a week later. So I've talked to tons of people about it, and I'm feeling very comfortable about my choice, although I'm starting to feel nervous about the surgery because it is 2 weeks from now. I start my pre-op diet today, so it's going to be a little bit more real. But I'll tell you more about my weight loss pre-op surgery in my next video. But I hope you guys are having a great day, and just want to let you see Bella. Bella, this is Bella. She's the one that likes to play fetch. There she goes. Well, have a great evening, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.